Now next example is LPN space. So this is a LPN space. Here P be a some real number such that it satisfies this condition: 1 less than equal to P less than infinity, and LNP is a, basically it is a LPN. So correct this is LP and here it is LPN, right? So LPN basically it is a LPN. So it is a linear space of n tuples. So it consisting the element x, which is x1, x2, x3 and up to x1. So this space which consisting element x1, x2 and so on up to xn, where xi belongs to R or C. It depends upon the field. If field is complex number, then it belongs to C. If field is R, then it belongs to R. So it belongs to R and R or C. Now here we define the norm. This is a norm, and this norm is norm P, which is summation of I running from 1 to n, absolute value xi raised to power p and entire term raised to power 1 by p. Our purpose is to prove that this space is a Banach space. Clear? So that is our purpose. Now I want to prove two things. Number one, it is a nonlinear space, and number two, it is a complete. It is a Banach space. So in order to prove the nonlinear space, so what is the first property? First property, it should be greater than equal to 0. Now here, what is norm of xp? So which is equal to summation of absolute value of xi raised to power p and entire term raised to power 1 by p. This is the given norm. That is, now we know that this absolute value is always positive. Clear? Now since we know that absolute value of xi, it is always greater than equal to 0, then it raised to power p is always greater than equal to 0, and summation of I running from 1 to n and the raised to power 1 by p is always greater than equal to 0. Clear? So it implies norm of x p is always greater than equal to 0. So which prove the property number 1. So in this way we can prove the property number 1 of the result. Now after that, property number 2, if norm is 0, then vector is 0. If vector is 0, then norm is 0. Now property number 2 be, if norm of xp which is equal to 0, so it implies summation of xi raised to power p and the entire term raised to power 1 by p. This entire term is 0. Clear? Where I is running from 1 to n. So from this it implies summation of xi raised to power p which is equal to 0, where I is running from 1 to n. So from this again it implies absolute value of xi raised to power p is equal to 0, and it implies absolute value of xi equal to 0, and it implies xi is equal to 0. Clear? So it implies x which is equal to x1, x2, xn. So entire term are 0. So this is a 0 vector. Clear? So it means x is equal to 0. Now reverse this process. If x is 0, it implies xi is 0, it implies its absolute value 0, it implies its power p is 0, it implies summation of xi raised to power p running from 1 to n0, it implies this term and it implies this term. Clear? So which prove the second property? If norm is 0, then vector is 0. If vector is 0, then norm is 0. Clear? Now third property, which is a triangle inequality, that we already proved in a Minkowski inequality. Now property number C, this is a third property, which is a triangle inequality. X plus y norm P, which is less than equal to norm of x P plus norm of y P for every xy, belongs to L N P, right? So this is a triangle inequality that we already proved, which is called a Minkowski inequality. So with the help of Minkowski, we prove the triangle inequality. Clear? So this is a Minkowski inequality that we proved in the previous result. Now property number 4, D, that is a norm of absolute value of alpha is some scalar and this is alpha x. Clear? And norm of this values, which is equal to summation alpha xi raised to power p, and I is running from 1 to n, and entire term is raised to power 1 by p. Clear? Now from this we take alpha outside. So this is a absolute value of alpha raised to power p, then raised to power 1 by p. So what we get? We get absolute value of alpha into summation of I running from 1 to n, and this is xi raised to power p, and this term is again raised to power 1 by p. So what is this? This is absolute value of alpha into norm x p. Clear? So it satisfies the fourth property. If it satisfies the fourth property, then we prove that this space, which is a linear space, is a normed linear space. So what we get? We get that this space LPN with this norm, it is a norm linear space. So this is a normed linear space. Clear? So this is a norm linear space. Now to prove it is a Banach space, our purpose is to prove that it is a Cauchy sequence, to prove that every Cauchy sequence in this is a convergent. It is a complete space. If it is a complete space, then we prove that it is a Banach space. Now in order to prove it is a complete, so I take some sequence which is a Cauchy sequence in this space. So I take, suppose this xm. Clear? I am not taking n because here in this term n is already. So xm, which is a Cauchy sequence in LPN, right? So first check which type of xm. So xm is of this type. This is a which consisting n tuple. So first is x1, x2 and xn. Clear? So it is of this type. Because it is sequence, so we take here m. It is a m sequence. Clear? It is for every m. M is running from 1 to infinity. So that is the sequence in term of m. Now this each term is again a sequence, and this each term xim which belongs to R or C. What is this? It is a sequence. It is nothing. It is a sequence in R or C. Clear? Now the given part is it is a Cauchy sequence. So we can use the definition of Cauchy sequence. What is the definition of Cauchy sequence? For epsilon greater than 0, there exists a positive integer. There exists a positive integer. We can choose anyone. So here I take capital N, such that norm of xm minus xt, I am second term is t, norm p less than epsilon for every m and t is greater than equal to capital N. So this is the definition of a Cauchy sequence. Now if this is a definition of a Cauchy sequence, clear? Here what we get norm of xm minus xt less than epsilon. Now we know the value of xm, we know the value of xt. So in that way we know the value of xm minus xt. What is that values? That value is xm minus xt, which is equal to, it is in n-tuple form, which is x1 minus x1. Here it is sequence in m, here it is sequence in t. Similarly, x2 minus x2, here it is m, here it is t. And similarly, xn minus xn, here it is m, here it is t. So this is n-tuple form. Clear? Now what is its norm? By definition, xm minus xt, and this norm is norm of p. Clear? So what is this? This is a summation xim, here this values, minus xit, right, this raised to power p, and entire term raised to power 1 by p, and this term is less than epsilon, where I is running from 1 to n. Clear? So this value. Now substitute this value, substitute this value in this equation. So we get this term is less than epsilon for m t greater than equal to n, right? It implies from this, taking power p on both sides. So what we get? We get in the next step, so you do in the next step, this p, this is a less than epsilon raised to power p. Clear? If raised to power, this is 1 by p raised to power this, and this is less than epsilon raised to power p. If this is less than, it is for every I and this condition. Now if sum of entire term is less than epsilon raised to power p, then it implies if sum of entire term is less than epsilon raised to power p, then it implies each term xi m minus xi t, which is less than epsilon for every I and for every m t greater than equal to capital N. Clear? So we get this result. So from this what we get? We get xim, this term, and this term is less than epsilon, right? So this is a value of, it implies from this step, it implies, what is this? It is a definition of Cauchy sequence. It implies this sequence xi raised to power m. This is a sequence in m, which is a Cauchy sequence in R or C. It is a Cauchy sequence in R or C. What is R? What is C? It is a complete metric space. In both cases, it is a complete. If complete, then this sequence is convergent in this. So it means there exists some xi which belongs to R or C such that limit m approaches infinity xim, which is equal to xi, right? So this is equation number maybe 3. So it converges to this values, and this is equation number 3. Clear? So we get this space, this each individual term is a convergent. Now our purpose is to prove that xm sequence is convergent to x. So if we choose, this is individual term, if we choose x1, x2, x3, x4, so also even I can take, this is a sum z which is x1, x2, xn, and this z belongs to R, this z belongs to LPN, right? LPN space. Now norm of xm minus z, right, p, which is equal to summation of xim minus xi, this is right, each term, where I is running from 1 to n and raised to power, here it is p, 1 by p. Clear? Raised to power this value. Now xim p approaches to xi. So this term, absolute value of this term, approaches to 0 as m approaches to infinity. Then its power approaches to 0. So this entire term approaches to 0 as m approaches to infinity. Clear? So it implies norm of xm minus z p, this approaches to 0 as m approaches to infinity. Clear? So what we get? We get the sequence xm converge to z, right? So what we get? We get the sequence xm converge to z, right? So from this it implies limit of m approaches infinity xm, which is equal to z, right? What is z? Z belongs to LPN. Then it implies this sequence is this sequence xm which is convergent in LPN, right? It implies this space LPN, which is a complete space. So this is a complete space. If it is a complete space, then it means it is a LPN. It is a Banach space. So that proves the Banach space, right? So this proves the result. Clear? So in the similar manner, we can prove the other examples on same line of actions. For example, now this is a LPN space. Now in the next example, if I take the next example, which is so this is a next example. Clear? So what is here? Here is a space of all n tuples of same x1, x2, xn of scalar, and define the norm. Here norm is different, that is norm infinity. Maximum of x1, x2, x1 absolute value. Show that this space is again a Banach space. Clear? So same line of action. First we prove that this L infinity n, this is a nonlinear space. Clear? So to prove the nonlinear space, we prove the 4 properties. Clear? That is very easy to prove that. Then it is a complete. To prove the completeness, so first we take the Cauchy sequence in this space, then prove it is a convergent in this space. In that case, it is a Banach space. So on similar line of action, we can prove it is a Banach space. So do it